right, everybody, here we go. We're starting our first flipped lesson. And this is going to be a little bit of practice. It's going to be kind of short so that you can kind of get into the groove of what it is that we're doing. So you're going to take your notes on solving rational equations, and you're going to be working your checkpoints and doing your summary. So let's get this started. Solving rational equations. All right, a rational equation or a rational fraction is an equation that has a fraction in it. Something that has a numerator and denominator. So let's start with x over 3 plus 2x over 5 equals 22. And we're going to talk about how is it that we solve this. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is put that 22 over 1 just as a placeholder to know that all three of these are going to actually appear as fractions. Now we're going to ask ourselves, how do we clear the denominator? We've done this before. Please ignore the dogs barking, my neighbor's dog's barking in the background. The least common denominator is going to be 15 because that's the smallest number that both 3, 5, and 1 go into. So we are going to multiply all three of our terms by 15. So we have 15x over 3. We can cancel this and we get 5x. And we can also cancel the 5 and the 15 and get 3, so 3 times 2x is 6x. And of course 22 just has to be multiplied times 15 because 1 doesn't clear out anything. So 5x plus 6x equals 330. We add, we have 11x equals 330. So x equals 30. So what we've done is we have eliminated those nasty fractional denominators. All right, that's the basics. Now let's work on something a little more difficult. Here's example number 1. We want to solve this. 3x over x minus 5 equals 5 over x minus 5. So the first thing we're going to do, once again, is we're going to put a 1 under that 5 just as a placeholder. And we're going to look and say, well, the common denominator is x minus 5. So we're going to, and that is the least common denominator, x minus 5. Notice that I put it in parentheses, and I'm going to go back and put all those in parentheses. And the reason for that is in case you have to multiply that by a number, especially by a negative number, you're going to remember that you're actually using the distributive property. So we are going to rewrite this and put x minus 5 times each one of these things. All I'm doing is multiplying each individual term by x minus 5. But you notice here that those x minus 5s cancel out. So we have 3x. And this x minus 5 doesn't cancel out. And this is why we have to have that set of parentheses, because now we're going to multiply minus 5 times x minus 5. And the last thing, the x minus 5s cancel out, so that's equal to 5. Now notice that I have circled that negative sign. That's just to remind me that I'm distributing a negative 5. So it's going to be 3x minus 5x plus 25, because you're multiplying right here, equals 5. We gather some like terms. We have minus 2x equals plus 25 equals 5, minus 2x equals minus 20, and x equals 10. So that's our answer. When you're working with rational fractions or rational equations, you always have to beware that the answer you get might not really fit. So what we have to do is go back and see, does 10 work? And it does. Actually, the only number here that wouldn't work would be 5, because x minus 5 would make that denominator 0. All right, so good. Let's go on to example number 2. So we have 3x divided by x minus 3 equals 2 plus 9 over x minus 3. And once again, I'm going to put that 2 over 1 so I don't lose sight of what it is that I'm doing. Okay, my least common denominator is going to be x minus 3. So I will multiply each element, each term, by x minus 3. This cancels. The x minus 3 in the first term cancels, leaving me with 3x. And I have to distribute my 2, so I'll have 2x minus 6. And my x minus 3 cancels, so I'll have plus 9. So when I straighten this up, I'll have 3x equals 2x plus 3, or x equals 3. Now there's a problem here, because if you look back at your original equation, what is the only number that in the domain that x cannot be, and that's 3. So in this case, when we check, that gives us no solution. So there is no solution, so you have to use some caution. When you have an answer, it's not automatically the right answer. Alright, so let's do a couple of checkpoints. And these checkpoints get done on the back of your sheet, back of your video viewing sheet. And these are the two of them. You pause and do these and complete the checkpoints. I am going to tell you that the answers are -1 for the first one and 4 for the second one, but you have to show your work. So pause this, get those two done, and then resume. Okay, here we are back. Our example 3 is 2x over x minus 2 equals 1 over 3x minus 4 plus 2. The least common multiple here is going to be x minus 2 times 3x minus 4. They don't have anything in common. I put 1 under my 2 again, and I'm going to rewrite this so that I have multiplied everything times x minus 2 times 3x minus 4. And if you notice, then I already have in the first one I already have an x minus 2. That cancels out, so what I need is a 3x minus 4. And I think we will go ahead and put that on there. Equals, the 3x minus 4's cancel out. Okay, and in the last one I need both of them. So here's a shortcut. Instead of having to write out all of this, what you do is ask yourself, look at your LCM and say, what is missing? What do I have? What is missing? And only multiply by what is missing. So for instance, with the 2x, I already have an x minus 2 in my denominator. I need a 3x minus 4, so I'm just going to multiply by the 3x minus 4. And equals 1. And I already have my 3x minus 4, so I need to multiply times x minus 2. And in my last one, I have 2. I don't have anything, so I have to multiply by both x minus 2 and 3x minus 4. So now it's a matter of just using some arithmetic here to put this together. So I'll have 6x squared minus 8x on the left-hand side. Distribute the 1, x minus 2. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply, I'm going to keep my 2 out, and I'm going to multiply my two binomials by using the FOIL. And that's 3x squared minus 4x minus 6x plus 8. I can take this out and make it minus 10, because minus 4 plus minus 6 is minus 10. And now I need to multiply that whole thing by 2. So when I multiply by 2 here, I'll get 6x squared minus 20x plus 16. And gather my like terms. Oh, my 6x squares drop out. That is lucky. So I'll have minus 8x equals minus 19x plus 14, or 11x equals 14, or x equals 14 over 11. So there's my answer. All right, moving on. Here are the balance of your checkpoints at 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I want you to, you can pause this, you can go ahead and, I'm about to give you the answers here. Here's what the answers are. But you do have to make sure that you show your work on those, and that way if you have the answers, you know when you've gotten to the right answer. So here's our little baby saying goodbye, see you later.